Did you ever feel so bad inside?
It's time for a happiness. It's time for a happiness. Sparkles new with thee. Oh, sparkles new with thee.
Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm doing a tag video today, and I was tagged by the lovely Aaliyah, and her channel name is Eclectic Alu, and she's from Argentina, and she tagged me in this great video. I was supposed to do it before Christmas, and it just got crazy busy, so Aaliyah is a beautiful girl from Argentina. She loves to do vlogs. She does makeup, tutorials, skincare, and she is at the moment starting up her own business and is designing designing beautiful leather handbags. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes, and possibly maybe own one of her handbags one day. So I'm going to get started, and first of all, the tag is differences between countries' traditions and in the UK or Ireland and the traditions here in Canada. And the first question is, where are you originally from? I am from Northern Ireland, a little town called Ballymena, and I lived there for 21 years, and then I moved to Canada, and I've been in Canada ever since. So I've been in Canada over 40 years. Where did you live most of your childhood? I lived my whole childhood in Northern Ireland. Where do you put up the tree in your country of origin? When do you put it up? I put the tree up at least 2 months ahead, almost 2 months ahead. I put it up just after the 11th of November, and we decorate the tree, and that's very much a tradition in our house. And Ashley, my daughter-in-law, my youngest daughter-in-law, she's the one that always decorates the green Christmas tree, and then I usually do the white tree. The difference between that and when I was living in Ireland, we didn't put the tree up until maybe a week before Christmas, or maybe a few days before Christmas. Please describe how the celebrations differ. How are these differences from one country to another, Christmas and New Year's Eve? One thing in particular, and it's not necessarily a tradition, but it's something that happened around Christmas time. And one day we went out, and my sister and I, we were outside, and there was a turkey in the garden, and it was just, running around, and we lived in the country, so it was just, it was there, and it was running around. And after Christmas, the turkey was gone, and you get the drift? Yes, he was very delicious. But anyway, that's just a little funny story. So as I grew up and got older, the one thing that my mom always did, and I always remember it because my sister took on that same tradition, and it was Christmas Eve, she would start making this big pot of what we called chicken broth and chicken soup, but we called it broth. Broth is, I believe, a Scottish word that they would use, Scottish broth. And so we called it chicken broth, and this would be delicious. It would have, from scratch, my mom would cook a chicken, and then she would boil it down, make the stock. Then eventually she would put lentils and peas and barley in there. There would be leeks and carrots and parsnip. There would be parsley. There would be fresh herbs in it. I still make this chicken to this day. So she would do that, and then you know, when the boys were there, you know, then if there were any guys, it was mostly women in my house, but people got hungry during the day, and rather than have like a lot of buffet and things sitting out, we didn't do that in Ireland. It would be fresh homemade bread, big pot of chicken broth, and Christmas Day in between, you know, we would have maybe one meal in the evening and breakfast, and then in between that we would snack on this chicken broth, and it was delicious with fresh bread. So that was kind of our, you know, to keep us down, to keep the wolves at bay. So then as time went on, my older sister, took on the tradition as well. And when we went to her house, when she had children, she took on the same tradition, and I believe she's still doing it to this day. Then when I came to Canada, I was only 21 years old, and I didn't start up that tradition when I was growing up. In Ireland, the food would be turkey. We didn't do ham. I don't remember ever having ham, whereas here we would have turkey and ham. I do here that we didn't do it at home was I will make turnip and carrots, cook them together, mash them, and put brown sugar and butter and mash them all up. And that's very much a tradition that I do here. Whereas in Ireland and England, we would tend to do parsnip and carrot and chop it up into little cubes and then just mix it with a little bit of butter. And that was more of a tradition that they did as a side dish. But my kids look forward every year, every Christmas, to my turnip and carrots mashed with the brown sugar. And it's kind of like a sweet potato that seems to be very, very, very popular in the United States. Sweet potato casserole, that sort of thing. I'm not fond of sweet potatoes, so we don't eat them in our house. I like them done as French fries, you know, where you chop them up and kind of cook them in the oven with a little bit of oil, salt and pepper. So that pretty much covers the whole tag. Oh, one other thing, what is the climate? The climate is very different here compared to where I grew up in Ireland. The climate here is very cold. We almost always have snow. We are in sub-zero temperatures, whereas in Ireland and England, the weather is wet and damp, and temperature rarely gets below freezing. And if it does, it's only a little bit below freezing. But here it gets to sub-zero, you know, double digits, minus 27, minus 30. So that's a big difference. So I hope you like this tag, and I enjoyed doing it, and I'm going to link Leah's channel down below. Please go check her out. I think you'll absolutely love her. And thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you on my next video. And don't let anyone ever dull your sparkle. Bye. When it comes to New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, there's no difference. We celebrated, we went out for dancing, or we'd go for dinner, same in Ireland as in Canada. And then New Year's Day, we usually just chilled and relaxed with family. So basically New Year's in Canada was just exactly the same as New Year's in Ireland. We would go out, we would celebrate, we would drink champagne, we would eat good food, we would bring in the new year, and we'd make New Year's resolutions. I don't do that anymore. I don't make New Year's resolutions. Yes, I set goals rather than make New Year's resolutions, because I think it's too difficult to follow, and I think setting goals somehow is a better thing to do. So that's it.